Baki-Heimer, aka Baki-Dou, the Invincible Samurai, episode 13. Oh, you know we gotta get into it right now. Oh yeah. Okay, in the last episode, we had Yujiro and Miyamoto going head to head. Miyamoto grabbed some swords because Yujiro was like, man, forget those invisible swords. Go get the real ones. So he grabs the real ones, slices Yujiro in the neck, does not cut all the way through because Yujiro is an ogre. Yujiro is using kicks, punches, and Miyamoto is taking it, absorbing it. And then when we reach the climax of the fight, we had Miyamoto about to use his ultimate technique, and he was about to end Yujiro. But guess what happened? Motobe came through, absorbed the hit, got knocked out, and proved to Tokugawa that he was next up to face Miyamoto. Let's see what happens in episode 13. Like the video, sub to the channel, and we're gonna get into it right now. Oh yeah, and we cannot forget that Motobe's student Gaia shows up at Motobe's dojo, and they are about to spar right now. So Motobe and Gaia are standing face to face, and they are about to spar. And Gaia asked a really good question. He asked Motobe, what is considered a victory? And Motobe responds, we'll know when it happens. So Gaia is like understood, and he just spits sulfuric acid at Motobe, but Motobe catches it with his hands. He looks at it, he realizes that it's sulfuric acid that was in a capsule that was in Gaia's mouth. So come to find out, Motobe is the one that taught Gaia that technique with using the sulfuric acid in the capsule. So he gets his handkerchief, he wipes off his hands, and then Gaia's like, yo, I am impressed. And then he whips out this hidden blade as he's walking towards Motobe, and he gets ready to strike Motobe, but Motobe puts the handkerchief over Gaia's hand, grabs his hand, and does a judo throw, and then puts his knee on Gaia's back, and Gaia starts tapping out. Man, that was probably the quickest sparring session I have seen so far in this series. But just to add insult to injury, Motobe pulls out his belt and ties Gaia's hands behind his back. So Jack goes to Tokugawa and tells him about all of his leg lengthening surgeries and the reason why he did it. So he's 8 feet tall, but he still has his athleticism, and now he is ready to face Miyamoto. So then Tokugawa is like, hey, I understand, but there's somebody that does not want you to fight him, and we all know that's Motobe. So Jack doesn't understand why Motobe does not want him fighting Miyamoto. So Tokugawa's like, okay, well, since you don't understand, how about you go and fight Motobe so you can see where he's coming from. So then Tokugawa asks Jack if he has any experience with weapons, and Jack is like, I've never had any issues with dealing with anybody that uses weapons against me. So Tokugawa tells Jack, listen, you're not going to fight Motobe in an arena, you're going to fight him in a park. And just because Motobe might have on regular clothes, he is never unarmed. He can have a sword, a dagger, a sickle, he can have smoke bombs, he can have throwing knives, he can have ninja stars, he could have any type of weapon on him, so be careful. So Jack and Motobe meet, and Motobe is smoking a cigarette, and Motobe is like, oh, you have gotten bigger, right? And then Jack is like, well, I heard that you be carrying weapons. And then Motobe flicks his cigarette and hits Jack directly in the eye with it. Then Motobe hit Jack with a WWE style drop kick. Yo, Then Jack takes off his jacket, he's ready to get down, and then Motorbay attacks Jack again by pulling out a wooden sword, hitting him in the kneecaps and bringing him down to his knees. And as soon as Jack tries to get up, Motorbay beep, hits that boy right in the forehead. Blood starts trickling down his face and Jack falls flat on his face. But Jack was playing possum all along and Motorbay knew it, and Motorbay is like, man, quit playing, Jack. I know that you can't be taken down with a wooden sword, and Jack pops up like that. So Motorbay and Jack are talking about the differences in the strength and weaknesses and never underestimating a warrior and a natural athletic athlete. And then all of a sudden, Jack hits Motorbay with a side kick. Boy, Motorbay goes flying backwards. He's turning backflips. People that's at the park, they're in awe, like, what the hell is going on? But check this out. The foot that Jack kicked Motorbay with, Motorbay stuck a throwing knife inside of his boot. So he's stabbed in the foot. So Motorbay gets up, starts saying, hey man, I know that you're Jack Hammer. You 8 feet tall. You a freak of nature. You're athletic. But guess what? I'm not the ordinary man. So he's walking towards Jack, and Jack throws a kick at Motorbay. And right before Jack kicks lands, Motorbay pulls out a dagger and stabs him through the boot. Then Jack starts biting Motorbay on the shoulder like a cannibal. So as Jack is biting Motorbay in the shoulder, Motorbay is talking to Jack like, don't you notice that nothing is happening? You're not biting through my shoulder. And then he shrugs his shoulder hard, knocking out all of Jack's dental implants. Jack ain't got no teeth right now, man. He like, yeah. Right? Well, come to find out, it's not an ordinary jacket that Motorbay has on. It's made out of aramid fiber, which is used for radio tires and parachute lines. So it's a really tough material that Jack can't bite through. Jack can bite through coconuts, and he couldn't even bite through this. So Motorbay is like, listen, you lost your height advantage because your left leg is all fucked up, and you lost all of your teeth, your primary weapons, right? The match is over. Let's just call it a fight now. But you know Jack, he ain't about to go down unless he gets put down. So Jack lunges at Motorbay and starts putting hands all on Motorbay up against a tree. He's going crazy. But Motorbay is blocking all of Jack's hit, and then he drops an explosion. So Motorbay is over here blocking all of Jack's punches, and then he finds an opening and drops an explosive. But Jack is unfazed, and he's still throwing punches at Motorbay. But then Motorbay finds an opening and kicks Jack right in the face. So Jack finally realizes that Motorbay dropped that explosive, and he's like, hey man, you hiding gunpowder, but shoot, the explosive already dropped, right? Well, then Motorbay starts throwing ninja stars at Jack, and Jack blocks him with his forearm. Then he pulls out a 9-section whip and wraps it around Jack's legs, trips him, and he's like, sorry Jack, I was going easy on you, but now I'm about to go hard on your ass. Motorbay is swinging that thing and popping Jack with the end of it all over his face. Yo, Jack's eyes is going crazy, bro. Like crazy eyes from the water boy. He is dazed. He is out of it. He don't know where he's at right now. Then he grabs Jack's arms, does a judo throw. He's still holding on to his arm. He got his shoulder to the ground, and he got his wrist turned like he's about to break that thing. Then he opens up his jacket, he grabs some rope, and he ties Jack with his arms behind his back, and the rope is around his neck. So he's like this. He can't move. Motorbay is 1000% victorious in this. He drops his knife down and leaves Jack where he's at, and he tells Jack, I will protect you no matter what. So Pickle has pulled up to Japan, y'all, and he is in a body of water wrestling this huge, enormous dinosaur-sized crocodile. He's putting it in a headlock and everything, right? And when he's finally got this crocodile beat down, he grabs the crocodile by the tail and he goes into this like sewer well hole thing, right? And pulls that big ass crocodile from the tail all the way to the face, and he squishes it down and disappears. And then Miyamoto, he's watching the whole thing on TV, and he grabs his sword and slices the TV in half, and Tokugawa is like, Miyamoto, what are you doing? Miyamoto is like, I sliced that dude in half, right? Well, you know that that's the TV, and Tokugawa's trying to explain to him, listen, you didn't cut that man down, you cut the TV in half. So now Miyamoto is curious and asks who that was, and Tokugawa starts explaining to him who Pickle is and how he's like 250 years old, how he was discovered in New Mexico, and how he is the strongest human in that era, right? Well, Miyamoto was like, where's he at? Because I want the smoke. So Tokugawa asks Miyamoto, are you interested in fighting Pickle? And Miyamoto was like, nah, he's too primitive. He's not even a worthy opponent, but he seems strong and I do want to meet him. And then he puts his hand on Tokugawa's neck. So he means business. So then Motobe looks at a newspaper and he forgets that Pickle will probably be on Miyamoto's radar, and he's like, you know what, I forgot about him, so I guess I gotta go and try to protect him too. And I guess he is on his way to find Pickle, and then the episode ends. Amazing. I love the fight between Motobe and Jack. That was completely awesome. Motobe is showing that he is that dude that cannot be fucked with right now in this series. I enjoyed it, and we will be back for episode 14. Don't forget to like the video, sub to the channel, and I will see y'all later. Peace.